Dr. Willie from Physicians Immediate Care is stopping by for this edition of Today's Health, and today we're talking protein differences, similarities, and why you may want to consider adding it to your supplement list. Well, thank you very much for stopping by this morning. First off, I guess there's a ton of different protein types, styles, if you want to call it that.
Yes, sir.
You know, hydrolyzed, isolate, a bunch of different big words, big names out there. I guess, what's the difference? Where do you start if you're going to just get into protein?
Excellent. Well, let's clarify first. It's always better to chew your food that God made versus a protein supplement. But since we're talking protein supplements, there's three primary types. There's concentrates, which are 80% protein, 20% carbs and fat. Those are the ones that taste the best. They come in multiple flavors, pina colada, coffee flavor. I mean, you name a flavor, you can find a concentrate. Then you have hydrosylates and isolates, which are a little more bitter. When people have bad experience with protein powders, it's usually an isolate or a hydrosylate. Those are roughly 90 to 95% protein. Protein comes in whey and casein, which is Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet eating her curds and whey. That's casein and whey. It comes from milk. And then we have egg protein, soy protein, pea protein for our vegetarian friends. There's just a whole plethora of it out there. It is actually a very cheap way to get your protein in. If you look at cost comparisons of dairy, red meat, white meat, pork, chicken, turkey, protein powders are actually pretty cheap when you really compare it, gram per gram. I encourage people, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to get healthy for our New Year's, make sure your protein's adequate. It probably is tied for the gold medal in total caloric rules or dietary rules. Make sure your calories are at a deficit, so you're taking in less than you're using more than you're taking in, and that make sure your protein's adequate in your diet.
So when you go to the store and you see this wall of different protein, where for you as a depending on your different fitness goals, like you mentioned, New Year's resolutions, or someone who's weight training, or someone who's running, where should you look for the different types of protein?
I would go find a flavor you enjoy. If you're just starting out with protein powder, try a concentrate, and it'll say right there on the bottle, concentrate, isolate, hydrosylate. That way you enjoy the taste. Use it as a true supplement. Don't use it instead of eating.
Don't replace your chicken or your steak or your fish.
But in one of those situations where you don't have an opportunity to sit and eat, that's when the protein powders come in just exclusively well. Post-workout, after you exercise, drinking a protein powder, because it's absorbed quicker than that steak you have to chew, also benefits your muscles for recovery, less soreness. So if you're starting the whole exercise routine in the new year, drinking a protein shake right afterwards,
a little more gentle transition.
Much better way to transition in, because the soreness and recovery is better.
Where can you get these types of supplements?
They are online everywhere. There's also a brand new shop in town called the Protein Shop, SHOPPE, at the old nutrition company in Idaho off Pine and Yellowstone. But they're available. Costco, as we just talked about. A lot of places to buy.
It's easily available.
Easily obtained, Just find a flavor you like. Utilize it in your diet appropriately. Make sure your calories are still at a deficit compared to your exercise, but make sure your protein's adequate. It is a must, and protein powders really allow us to do that.
One thing I've read about protein is that it has I think it's thermal expenditure. It takes more of your body's effort to burn protein than other nutrient sources. Is there any truth to that?
Absolutely. Carbs and fat take roughly 4 to 6 grams or calories per 100 to burn them, so roughly 4 to 6%. Protein is as high as 30%. And the reason is our protein stores are our biceps, our muscles. And those are continually being broken down and built back up as long as protein's adequate. And that takes energy or calories to break down the muscles and replace them with new ones after exercise or whatnot. So yes, protein is at a higher caloric expenditure to eat than fat or carbs.
So helping weight loss?
It'll help in weight loss.
All right.
That's why protein being adequate is an absolute must for all our New Year's
resolutions.
Thank you. Resolutions out there. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much for stopping by this morning.